Ever wonder if history was just one giant improv show? Welcome to the Weird and Unexplained with John. What if history isn't the boring list of dates and dry names you thought it was? What if beneath the surface of kings and treaties lies a wild, unpredictable, utterly absurd performance like one giant, centuries-spanning improv comedy show? Some moments in the past are so bizarre, so surreal, that you'll swear they were made up. But no, these stories are real and they're about to shatter everything you thought you knew about history. Get ready to be amazed and amused as we peel back the layers of the past, revealing moments of pure historical absurdity, from armies defeated by birds to rulers taxing their own beards, from mysterious dancing epidemics to wars triggered by a pig. These stories will make you laugh, gasp, and maybe even rethink how history is taught. So buckle up for a roller coaster ride through history's funny, strange, and totally unexpected side. Beyond the textbooks, the unexpected absurdity hidden in plain sight. History textbooks tend to treat the past like a graveyard of facts, years, battles, and names neatly cataloged and quietly forgotten. But if you dig deeper, the dusty pages reveal something else, and so weird and ridiculous they might as well be comedy sketches. Imagine a montage of bizarre historical images, the military aiming guns at a flock of birds and proudly showing off receipt tokens for beard taxes, throngs of people dancing wildly in the streets for days on end, a pig sparking an international border crisis, and medieval courts deciding cases by having animals fight. One of these images is a complete outlier, a true historical oddity. Can you guess which one? Stay with us, and the real stories behind these scenes will blow your mind. The Great Emu War, Australia's military and a flock of birds, and who won. Our journey begins in 1932 in Western Australia. Farmers faced an unusual enemy, emus. These giant, flightless birds migrated by the thousands into farmlands, trampling wheat crops and devastating farmers already reeling from the Great Depression. The government decided drastic action was needed, a military solution. Soldiers with machine guns were sent to thin the emu population. It sounds like a joke, but it was serious business. However, emus proved surprisingly formidable. They ran in loose groups, darted at high speeds, and proved almost impossible to herd or shoot effectively. The soldiers' guns jammed frequently, and bullets were wasted. After several days, the military withdrew, conceding defeat. Farmers begged for a second round, hoping for better results, but the emus continued to elude and outsmart the soldiers. The war became a national embarrassment and international joke, real-life story of man versus bird where nature won. This bizarre conflict illustrates that history isn't always about gallant victories. Sometimes it's about hilarious defeat and the resilience of the natural world against human interference. Tsar Peter the Great's beard tax, shaving the face of tradition in a completely different era and place. Tsar Peter the Great of Russia sought to drag his empire into modernity by any means necessary, even if that meant attacking the very symbol of masculinity, the beard. Peter viewed beards as backward, a clinging to old customs that separated Russia from the progressive European powers. His solution: a tax on beards. Men who wanted to keep their facial hair had to pay a fee and carry a token proving they had done so. Those who refused were forced to shave. This strange policy was about more than money. It was about control, identity, and signaling Russia's transformation. Imagine the streets filled with men clutching their beard tax badges, trying not to look too proud of their shaved chins. The beard tax encapsulates how rulers impose change in bizarre ways, shaping culture with rules that seem absurd today but were revolutionary then. The dancing plague of 1518, when people just couldn't stop dancing. Now picture a city's streets overwhelmed by hundreds of people dancing non-stop, no music, no celebration, just uncontrollable, frantic motion lasting days. In 1518, something called the dancing plague hit Strasbourg. The cause remains a mystery, but reports describe sufferers squarely trapped in a dance they couldn't stop. Sometimes until collapse or death from exhaustion. Doctors tried everything, including encouraging more dancing to dance the fever out, but nothing worked. Was it mass hysteria, toxic rye bread poisoning, or something else? No one knows for sure. But this surreal episode shows how history can sometimes be stranger than fiction, when collective human behavior erupts in odd, unstoppable waves. The sheer human oddity files. When borders and taxes don't make sense, history is littered with low-stakes conflicts and policies more ridiculous than effective. The Pig War of 1859, a single pig wandered across a border on the San Juan Islands between the US and Britain, leading to a standoff with troops deployed on both sides. Thankfully, no battle ensued beyond the shooting of the rogue pig. This tiny incident nearly sparked war, showing how fragile peace can be and how pets have sometimes shaped politics. The dog tax of ancient Rome. Julius Caesar introduced a tax on dogs, making pet ownership a privilege for those who could pay. It was an early form of personal taxation masquerading as public duty, reminding us that strange levies have always existed. The Pope's War on Cats. Pope Gregory IX declared cats to be agents of evil, linking them to witchcraft and heresy. This led to mass killings of cats across Europe. The unintended consequence was a surge in rat populations, spreading the bubonic plague. History is full of ironies, and this is one of its darkest but funniest twists. When history gets downright hilarious, crazy rulers and pranks sometimes, power leads to legendary absurdity. Caligula's horse as consul. The famously eccentric Roman Emperor Caligula allegedly planned to make his beloved horse, Incitatus, a consul. Whether satire or truth, this story epitomizes the bizarre quirks of power and madness in ancient times. The treacle mines of Britain. For decades, tourists were amused and baffled by stories of treacle mines, fake mines extracting syrupy treacle underground. This whimsical hoax fooled many and became a humorous part of British folklore. Medieval trial by combat using animals. Instead of humans fighting to resolve disputes, sometimes animals stood in. Dogs, roosters, or horses would fight on behalf of humans in court. This strange form of justice mixed superstition and law in ways that seem wildly illogical today. Your turn to share the weird. So, which of these bizarre historical tidbits blew your mind the most? Was it the emus outsmarting machine guns? The century-old beard tax? Or the medieval cat massacre with plague consequences? Drop your favorite weird historical fact in the comments section below. Make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell to stay tuned as we dig up more forgotten gems from history's strangest corners, challenging everything you thought you knew about our shared past.